right. Well, welcome everybody. Great to be here. Let me just get situated here a little bit. As always, it's always great to be a part of the Mlsp community. I just, man, so grateful for this community. I really think that, man, I just believe this is a leader factory. That's what Mlsp is always about. It's always been about that, and it continued to do that. You know, I look back and I look back for myself, and I look back and I see all the people that have come through this community. And Brian's not kidding. I mean, you've had people come through 6, 7, 8-figure earners, 9-figure earners, people that have gone on and created network marketing companies have come through this platform. And so it's definitely, you know, you're in the right place, especially for those of you that are brand new. I cannot exhort you enough to stick in there, hang in there, keep doing the deal, and just stay consistent. And if you're committed to it, if you're committed to the goal, success is inevitable. You will get there, but you got to stick with it. And that's the key with this whole thing. So guys, tonight we're going to get into video marketing and tips, tricks, and strategies to up your game without doing any extra work. My goal here tonight is really to show you some tips that maybe you never thought about, little tiny tweaks that you can do to your videos that really make all the difference in the world. And I have, you know, seen this over and over. I really believe that some of these tips maybe you haven't heard before, and little things you'd be like, wow, I never thought of that. And that's what we're going to get into today. So real quick, I do want to ask you, for those of you here, if you can do me a favor and just chat in the little box there and let me know, are you doing live videos? How many of you are doing live videos? Give me a 1 inside of the chat box if you are. I just want to get a little interaction here with you, and let me know. Okay, so we got a lot of 1s. We got a no. We got some no's. Some just got started. Some no's. Okay, so a lot of them. Okay, so we got some no's too. Nope. Good. So we may have some new people on here. Not lately. All right. So a lot of 1s. So a lot of you are doing live videos. Okay. So one of the things that you definitely want to do, and I want to encourage you, for those of you that have not done videos yet, all right, one of the key things that I always do when I have a new Mlsp member, and they always ask me, where do I start? I want to do video, but what do I do? I always take them to the video section in the training area. Now, all that training in the video with video marketing, I've, over the last several years, you know, in Mlsp, I've done a lot of the training back there. It's pretty much all my training. And I'll tell you, it's very, very basic. It'll start you and get you off on the right foot. So I want to encourage you, for those of you that have not gone through that, you want to make sure you go into the Mlsp training and go through what's in there, because it will make a massive difference in helping you get started with video. Because I'm here to tell you right now, okay, you have to be doing video if you want to do online marketing. It is an absolute must. There is no question about it. You have to do it, okay? And here's why. And I've shared with it in these other trainings, but I'm going to reiterate for those of you that are not doing videos. There is a know, like, and trust factor you must build with your prospects. It cannot be accomplished with just text. It cannot be accomplished with just sending emails. It can't be accomplished with just blog posts alone. Videos must be a key factor in anything that you do online. If you look around and you see all the top earners online that are using the internet to build their business, they are doing videos, because it is a crucial aspect, again, to the know, like, and trust factor. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to events or I've gone places and people have come up to me, and it really creates almost a celebrity feel. I mean, we went to Live the Dream 8, and we had, you know, one of the top YouTubers out there, one of the top YouTube guys out there. And man, when I saw him, I felt like I was talking to a celebrity, because I have watched this guy's videos, you know, so many times. And you know, I just seen it, and you really get a feel of almost a celebrity. And it kind of accomplishes the same thing that the TV does, but it's all about you. You have the ability to broadcast right in your pocket. So I want to push you guys the ones of you that are not doing videos, I want to encourage you and push you a little bit and tell you to get out of your comfort zone and do some live videos. Very, very crucial and very, very important to your success, okay? So for those of you that are doing videos, what is your number one struggle? Now, I want to get some interaction here, so if you can do me a favor and just start posting inside of there. I'm going to clear some of these out. And just let me know. Give me a few heads up for those of you that are doing videos. What are some of your struggles? What do you feel like is keeping you from really getting there? Okay, so we've got a couple here. Getting more views, generating leads from the videos, being comfortable in front of the camera. Let's see here. Where's the chat room? Don't see it. You got it, Margaret. You're in the right place. Engagement, okay, continuity. Let's see, more views, consistency, getting response, more than 5 viewers and generating leads. Okay, gotcha. That people don't want to hear what I have to say. Well, I think people want to hear what you have to say. We'll talk about that. You get off the subject too much. Okay, I struggle with content. A quick answer on that one, go into the training area. There's a PDF back there that I created in the video marketing training, and it's called 101 Video Creation Ideas. You can download that, print it off, and use it every single day. I have some of my students, some of my coaching clients that use that religiously. Like, that's what they get all their ideas from. The second they think I don't have an idea, they go to that PDF and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a video on that, because that's what it's designed to do, is to help you do that. So, okay, a lot of cool stuff here, getting traffic, getting views. That's kind of the overwhelming idea here. Okay, so that's good to know. We're gonna definitely talk about, really one of the main things is how to get more views. Now, one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to stick with me here, okay? I have a major video marketing tip at the end that I'm gonna give you. So I wanna make sure that you stick with me, okay? I was sharing with Brian before we came on what I stumbled across when I was doing a little bit of research regarding one aspect of creating videos and just an aspect of it. And I want to share it with you. And quite honestly, I think it's going to blow you away. And it's going to blow you away because I seriously believe that if you can master this one tip that I'm going to share with you toward the end, okay, you will get more views just from that alone. All right, so stick with me. So here's what we're going to cover. We're going to talk about social metrics that matter. We're going to talk about some of my video marketing tools for Facebook Lives that I use and other places as well. We're going to talk about video formats, some simple tips to keep viewers, and then I'm going to share with you the #1 trick for getting more views. And it's really not going to take you any extra work. It's really that simple, and I think that you'll love it once you see it. So I do want to talk a moment about something that I know needs to be talked about, okay? Now, I hit on this a little bit at Live the Dream 8. And I had really, I remember we did the training and the extra training with Diane, and I made a comment in there that I think personally you need to have a page, not do videos on your profile. Now, I know some of you are doing Facebook Lives on your profiles, and I'm not here to discourage you from doing that. But I will tell you that there are many, many reasons why you want to consider starting to do Facebook Lives on a page rather than your profile. Now, there are cool things that you can do, okay? And I'm going to be hitting mainly on Facebook tonight because I think Facebook is the easiest place for you to get started. I believe it's the easiest place for anybody to get rocking and rolling and really start getting more and more people interested in what you're doing. But a profile ultimately is limited, okay? And this is just a shot of my profile from earlier. And one of the things, and I'm going to cast a little vision for you here. Now, I know some of you are new, so you probably may not know some of the terminology that I'm using. You may not understand what it is, but that's okay. You don't need to understand it at this moment. Just trust me when I tell you that when I say a profile is limited, it means that there's no custom audiences. And what custom audiences are is that is the ability to build a list of people who watch your videos. See, one of the cool things about Facebook is you've got the ability to advertise. Okay, I absolutely love Facebook ads. Facebook ads are an incredible way to reach my audience. All of my audience is on Facebook. The majority of the world is on Facebook. Well, I shouldn't say the majority. About 26% of Earth's population has a Facebook page. Okay, so you really have the ability to connect with people. But what's cool is when people watch your videos. So I could create 2 weeks worth of videos. Let's say every day I do a video, and what happens is, let's say over that 2-week period, combined views, I get maybe 1,000 views out of all those videos, and I'm being very conservative here. And out of that, let's say that maybe 25 people, or no, let's go with 50 people watched those 1,000 views. So out of all the videos you did, you had about 50 people watch them. Well, what you can do is you can go into Facebook's ad manager and you can create a little list of people that watched your video. And then what you can do is you can now, every time you do a video, you could take that video and then create an ad that targets those 50 people, and you can put any brand new videos back in front of those people. You see, one of the key things to building a brand and getting people comfortable with you and getting to know you is you've got to be in front of them on a continual basis. The more they see you, the better. So your goal is to create a custom audience of people that you can stay in front of. You cannot do that with a profile, unfortunately. And that is a major, major difference. So what happens is once you go on there, again, you can't run ads. And what happens is when you do it on a profile, you create a live video, you get people on there, and your recording will drop down the feed. So when the feed, once you've done it, the recording is a very powerful thing. So you might get maybe 10, 20 people, let's say, on a Facebook Live on your profile, but eventually it's going to drop off and that video is really going to lose steam, okay, so to speak. What's cool about a page is that you can do it on a page and you have the ability to then turn around and target groups of people with ads if you choose to. And of course, you're not going to be able to get any metrics out of it. And metrics is basically see how many likes, shares, things like that. You can only get that on a page, at least in my profile, that's the case. Sometimes many people have different things. I did just notice today something that you can do a live video from your desktop and share it to your page. So that's something that you can possibly do. I just recently got that. I didn't see that until just earlier today. But the metrics are important. You need to understand how many people are watching my videos? How long are they staying on? How much are they engaging? How many likes do I get? How many, happy faces do I get? Were any people angry? Those types of things. That helps you. It gives you intel on your videos. It really helps you to really understand, are people gelling with what I'm sharing? Okay, so very, very important. And of course, there's no scaling. And what I mean by that is it's very difficult to scale on a profile. Okay, now from an ease of use standpoint, yes, it's a lot easier to just help somebody get started creating videos on their profile. And I'm all for that. You don't have to set up a page. Most people already have a profile in place and they can start doing videos. But when I would suggest that you have a little bit of a long-term vision and begin to think about how you're going to transition over to your page. Okay, very, very important. Now, a page is scalable. You can run ads to it. You can build custom audiences. You can watch video watch metrics. And I'm going to show you a shot of that here in just a second. And guess what? The tool we've all become to love, ManyChat, you cannot use it on a profile. You must use it on a page. And so that's a big deal. You can now be an admin for groups. I just got that really about a month or two ago, but you can actually, create groups and make your page the admin of that group. You can connect it with a group. So there's so much potential there that what you can do essentially is you could create a Facebook group, attach it to your page, and work on getting people in your Facebook group. Now, I'll tell you this, okay? This is how you're going to get more views. If this is one of the ways. So you create a group, you connect your page, and you focus on getting people in that group. Now, you don't want to just go and start adding people. That's not cool. But you can get people in that group. And guess what? I have noticed this, and I actually read an article the other day that talked about how groups are really beginning, like you're starting to see a lot of groups show up in the newsfeed. Now, I've had that for a while, but I'm seeing it more and more, especially videos. More and more videos that are in groups are showing up in the newsfeed for people that are in your group. So the likelihood of people actually seeing your video, if they're in a group, is going up. So what that means is that groups can really serve a purpose. And when you connect it to your page, you're now creating videos on your page. They're going into the group, which you can do. You can, live feed right from the group. And then the likelihood that people are going to see it, get a notification, all those things goes up. And so that's a big deal. And you're working on your page. There's just so many other things that you can do with it. But I want to encourage you, especially for those of you that are doing videos, you really, really, really want to start moving to a page, okay? And start coming up with a little bit of a strategy on how you're going to move over there. Start to let your regular viewers know, and just start making that shift. I highly recommend it. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just my opinion. But I'm a big, big fan of pages, okay? And again, it links to groups. So let's talk about a little bit about social metrics. So the main theme tonight is all about how to get really more views, more traffic, more eyeballs on your content. Because it's not, the overwhelming majority of you here are creating videos. You're doing Facebook Lives, but you're not getting enough people to them. And that is the biggest issue that I see with a lot of people. Now, I do want to show you this. So I did this on my page, and you can see that I did this on the 21st, so about 6 days ago. And I did a little boost on it. I reached 2,376 people. Okay. And I got 45 shares on that. And, but if you notice where that arrow is pointing, if you click on that right there, what you're going to see is this box will pop up. Now you'll see the video there, and I'm going to show you how I did that here in a little bit, but that is one of the ways that you can make your videos look even a little bit better. And I'm going to show you some of those tools that I'm using that you can check out that'll help you make your videos look even better, even your live videos. Okay. So, but if you look here, I'm able to pull up just by clicking that. Look at all the metrics that this gives me on my page. I can see that I reached 2,376 people. I had 1,072 video views. I had 574 reactions, comments, and shares, 168 likes, 114 loves, 1 haha, 2 wows, 1 sad, and man, I must have made somebody angry. Okay, so, but the point is, I can see this. I had 252 comments, 46 shares, 12 shares there. Just, good stuff. Okay. So, and then it gives you some of the other stuff, but I would not know this stuff if I was using my profile, at least not on mine. I've been around playing with it. I don't see that. So you may have that, but I don't, at least at this point. But what will happen is when you are on your statistics and you're looking at your metrics, you can actually pull up. So what I'm doing here, if you go back here, and if you click on basically where it says, go back to the top where it says video, you click on that, you're going to pull this up right here, and you can click on any of these. So like peak live viewers, minutes viewed, video views, 10-second views, video average watch time, audience, and engagement. So if I click on peak live viewers, you're going to see that my peak was about 57 viewers live on that video. So these are metrics that I can see that I can't see on my profile. I can see them on my page, but I can't see them on my profile. And when you're doing videos, this is good stuff. This is stuff you want to see. Now, you can see that this was this is not your typical live. I went 48 minutes on this and really shared some stuff regarding, content and just some other things on there. But what you'll see here is you'll notice is that I got that intel. So I also can go in here and check my minutes viewed, video views, 10-second, again, what I said, and I can go in there and check them out. Okay. So this is a big deal. And I really want to encourage you to go back to, if some of you guys have been using your page, go back and look at some of the metrics of your videos. Go back in there, analyze them a little bit, get to know what's in them. see what, what they're about and learn from it. I'm kind of a data junkie. I love to look at the metrics of stuff because I've learned over the years, and I actually learned this from a really top marketer, and I haven't heard from him in a long time. I'm assuming he might still be around. Brian probably knows him, but Dagan Smith. And Dagan Smith is just a super, super, he was very adamant about tracking your marketing. And I learned early on that you've got to track your marketing. And I remember when I first started tracking my marketing, I was putting out videos on YouTube, and I'm starting to get leads, but I didn't know where the leads were coming from. All I know is I was putting, videos out there, and I had some leads coming in, but there was no way for me to track where they were coming from. So I went in, and I remember I started to track them. I put in, tracking links. I used actually MLSP's tracking capabilities, and you can do that with Funnelizer, where you can track and see where these leads are coming from. And I was able to narrow down that out of about 30 videos that I was doing, I was actually getting the majority of my leads and traffic from about 4 to 5 of them. Okay, that was what was bringing me a lot of traffic. So I wouldn't have known that had I not done any tracking. So this is why I really think that you want to consider doing it in a way that you can begin to get metrics and start to understand some of the data that goes along with it. Okay, so just something I wanted to share with you. I think this is a big thing because when it comes to getting views, with what I'm going to show you at the end, I'm telling you, just from doing what I'm going to show you, I really think it'll boost views in a big way. All right. And so let's move on here. So let's talk about real quick. I just want to give you a couple tools that I use when it comes to video marketing. Now, I love to do live videos, but I love to do recorded videos as well. But here's the cool thing. I love to do recorded live videos. What that means is I like to record a video and then stream it live. So it gives me sometimes a little bit more flexibility, a little, things that I can do. But some of the tools that I use, now I'm on a Mac. Unfortunately, you can't get these for PC. But if you have a Mac, these tools, I love them. It's just Broadcaster. There's 3 separate applications, and you can get one for Facebook Live, you can get one for Periscope, and you can get one for YouTube. They're 3 separate applications. Each one of them have a different fee. I think it's like 20, 30 bucks each. But what's cool about this is they're little broadcast applications, and they have all these cool little features in it that allow you to put slides in there. You can share your desktop. You can do all kinds of stuff in it. And it really looks like a professional video, but just broadcaster.com. Again, it's only for Mac. If you're on a PC, you can use a program called OBS, or Open Broadcast Software, I think is what it is. And, you'll just have to, I don't know how to use that one. You'll have to go into their tutorials and see how to use it. But these are some really, really great tools, and I love to use them. And when I did this live the other day, this is actually a little video. I'm just going to show it to you. But if you see this video that I did, and what you're going to notice here in just a second, this was actually live. This was not a pre-recorded video that I did, but this is a cool way to add a little bit of a professional feel. So I took about 10 minutes prior, and I made some really short slides on canva.com. And you're seeing that here, where I went over and I just clicked on a thing that I'd set up prior, and I can sit there and talk, and make points in my live, and it shifts to a changing screen, and it has the question up there. And you'll see here in just a second where it takes me back to it. You see, so what happens is I'm creating these little dynamic things inside of the video. Okay, these little dynamic transitions, so to speak. And it's very simple to do. It's not hard, especially with this software. But I use canva.com. Many of you guys are familiar with that. And I created that little image that said, what does your market want? And I just plopped it in there. And at the time I wanted to talk about it, all I did was hover my mouse over it, click on it, and boom, that was the main screen. And I just talked. And while I'm talking, I clicked back. It was that simple. Okay. But it gives that professional feel to it as well. And again, there's a dynamic nature to it. See, if you ever notice, like when you go on TV or you're watching some TV, And if you ever watch any type of a show or whatever, you'll notice that they're constantly changing the screen. They're doing all these little things, and they're all meant and intent to help hold your attention. You see, when there's action going on, it holds your attention. And there's something that we can learn from that, when it comes to video marketing, because, the temptation is to just sit there on the screen and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And while that's good, while it's effective, and you can do these minor little things that are super easy to do, and you can increase the engagement on your videos. And I have found that this really increases the engagement. Now, if I went back and I showed you, and you looked at those metrics again, you saw that my peak live visitors for this one particular thing was 57 people. But if you noticed, when you looked at that, I pretty much held a lot of the people on that throughout the entire 48 minutes. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty good. If you can hold a group of people, to that length of time, that was pretty good. Now, of course, they dropped down a little, maybe into the 40s or whatever, but it's still, I held quite a few people on that live for that period of time. And it's because, number one, the content was good. I know it was. I'm, not patting myself on the back here, but I was sharing some good nuggets. I had some dynamic stuff going on in the video, which helped, kind of hold people's attention. And I just, I had a call to action at the end. And if you notice on my call to action, I had a link that went specifically to something. This one video generated me about 30 leads, and it took me about 48 minutes to share the value. That was it. So it was somewhere around 30 leads that this one video generated me. And it was awesome. Totally awesome. You think about that, how that can really have an impact on your business. So if you're doing these are just some simple things that you can do. But I encourage you, if you're on a Mac, check out those programs. You'll love them, because you could create, with these programs here, you can create. The cool thing is you could take your Facebook Live video after you do it, then you could download it. Okay, there's little browser extensions that you can use. I think one's called Social Video. You can get it in the Google Chrome store, and it shows up. There's a little button that'll say download. You can download your video off of Facebook, and then you could turn around and stream it, the recording, to Periscope, and then you could also stream it over to YouTube. So that's another way that you can take the very same video, repurpose it, and get more people viewing it on these other platforms. Okay, so a really, really cool way to do it. And I'll just tell you, live video will always have more of you're going to get more oomph out of a live video. And that's just, it just makes more sense. There's live interaction there. And, but the ability to stream recorded videos is such a cool feature that these little software applications allow you to do. So really, really recommend it. It's a good thing for sure. So, okay. So I want to talk to you about this. Now, this is something else to keep in mind. Now, a few years ago, okay, the big no-no was doing vertical videos. Okay. And this is what we call portrait mode. Now, I actually used to make fun of this too. Like, I used to send this little video to all my students that I'd work with. This is a couple years ago, and maybe even a year, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, really. And I used to send this video, and it was like this play. It was like people kind of, it was like a play on the song. Oh gosh, what was it by? Oh man, it was a girl group. It had 3 girls in it. I forget the name of it. Well, anyway, it was a mock video, and it was about doing vertical video and how you don't want to do vertical video. You want to put it in horizontal or landscape mode, because vertical video was like, it was like a big no-no. Okay. But this was a few years ago, and this is how you do it on your smartphone, obviously the horizontal and then the vertical. But guess what? Here's what it comes down to. Now, this is an article that I found. Now check this out. This is very important for you to understand. According to Eric Blattberg of Digit Day, publishers and marketers who once dismissed vertical video as amateurish, as an amateurish mistake, are changing their perspective. That's in large part due to changing consumption habits that are making mobile the norm rather than the exception. Smartphone users hold their phones vertically about 94% of the time. Millennials are 2 times as likely to be focused on video they watch on their mobile devices as they are on video consumed on a TV. Vertical video ads are watched all the way through 9 times more than horizontal video ads on Snapchat. See, what has really caused this shift is Snapchat. It's really played like a huge role, and storytelling, and it's played a role in that. And more people are used to starting to get used to watching it in a vertical way. And so you can actually do video ads in a vertical format. And there is data actually showing that those types of videos get more views than horizontal ones. That's a huge deal. Okay, so more than 7 billion video clips are viewed daily on Snapchat, the majority of which are vertically filmed. Okay, according to Mary Meeker's 2015 Internet Trends, vertical viewing now accounts for 29% of view time compared to 5% just 5 years ago. So I wanted to point that out to you because that's really a change that's happened when it comes to video, really just drastically over the last year or two. So keep that in mind when you're doing lives. I used to really kind of not do it, but I really like the fact that, when you're on your phone, you don't have to worry so much about doing the horizontal anymore, because really, truthfully, the vertical is much better. And part of it is, and one of the reasons is there's more real estate there. Think about it, when you're holding it vertical and you have a landscape video, it makes it smaller and it's harder to see. But when it's vertical, people are watching it more. And I'm telling you that this is a trend that's out there. And I've seen some of the biggest marketers out there. If you ever heard of Frank Kern is one of the biggest internet info marketers out there. And I've seen so many of his video ads, and they're all like shot on a phone, and they're done in vertical format. That ought to just begin to tell you that if a guy like Frank Kern is doing it, who does multi-millions per year, then it's probably good enough for us. Okay, so keep that in mind. But it's just really pretty wild to see. All right, so here's some tips. We're going to talk about how to keep viewers. All right, so one of the things is, if you are you get viewers on there, whether you have 2, 5, 10, or 15. One of the ways that you can start to keep viewers is to do what we call open loops. Okay, if you've never heard of an open loop before, it's basically where, as a matter of fact, at the beginning of this webinar, I created an open loop to get you to stick with me. You remember what I said? I said, stick around till the end, because I've got something really, really cool that I'm going to show you that really I think is going to blow your mind. Okay. And what did that do? It created an open loop, because the curiosity that you have makes you want to stay, because you're like, man, I got to find out what Mark's talking about. And trust me, you want to see this, okay? Because it's going to blow your mind. I'm telling you, when I stumbled across it, it freaked me out. I was like, holy cow, that's amazing. And so what happens is, when you create an open loop, the mind naturally wants to close it. Okay, so your goal is to, if you want to get people to stick around, you need to create open loops all throughout your video. And you create those by saying little things like, hey, have you ever wondered about this? Well, hang just with me for a second, because I'll share more on that in just a second. That's an open loop. So it's kind of holding them. You ever notice when you watch a TV show, they cut to the commercial right when the intense situation is about to happen? The music goes boom, 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 and then the commercial kicks in. They do that for a reason. They're creating an open loop. They're creating this suspense, like, oh my gosh, I got to find out what happens. So you stick. It's all psychology. This is what you've got to learn to do in your videos as well. So a lot of times in my videos, I do exactly that. I just say, we're going to talk more about that here in just a second. We're going to do this more in just a second. Hang with me. I got a really cool thing I want to show you. But one of the cool things that you could really start to do in your video is, if you've used my 4-part video formula, which I've got it in the back office of Mlsp, okay? And that is intro, question, content, call to action. In your intro with your question, you could also throw in there a quick open loop. Stick around with me till the end. I've got something really, really cool, or I've got something that's going to blow your mind, but you got to stick with me. And that is something you want to do. So start adding open loops that create a massive curiosity that'll get people to stick in with you. Okay. And again, give incentives. You know, like, I've got a really cool training I'm going to give you, but you got to stick around to the end to get it. Something like that. Give people incentives because you want them to stick around. And keep them interactive. This is definitely, you know, you can even do this with recorded videos. So, you know, a lot of times, and you go, and I love to go, I mean, guys, you got to understand, like, the reason I love video marketing so much is because I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. Okay. I'll go on YouTube and I'll just click around. I'll surf around on YouTube just to watch what other people are doing. And I just spend time doing it. And I look and I'm noticing all these big, you know, YouTubers, guys that are getting, you know, millions of views, you know, this within an hour of putting out a video because they've built such a crazy, huge audience. What they're doing all throughout their video is they've got these little things that are saying, oh, share this, make sure you comment below. You know, they're doing all these little things, and what they're doing is they're creating engagement on it. So what happens is, if you're going to do this on a live, you could also do it because on the recording, you're going to get people commenting, liking, sharing, just by saying that. Now, one of the things that I love to do a lot of times is I love to have people comment and tell me where you're watching from. And it's so funny because there are videos that I created on Facebook, mind you. There's videos I created on Facebook over a year ago, and I still have people watching those videos and they're commenting on them where they're from, where they're watching it from. Every once in a while, I get this little notification. It's like, hey, so-and-so just commented on your video. And I'll click over there and I'll see it. And it's like, oh, that was made in February of 2016. And somebody puts calling from or watching from, California. You know, it's so cool. And because that creates engagement, you see, those are the things you want to do. So the lives, you got to also think in terms of when you're creating a live, think about the fact that it's going to be a recording as well. And you want to be able to use that recording further. So you're not only creating it for the live experience, but you're also creating it so that it can be used later. Okay, there's two aspects to this. And a lot of times, and this is why, you know, with your personal profile, you can't really do that. Now, if you want to download the video from your profile and then restream it through one of those softwares that I showed you onto your page, that could potentially work. I'm not sure how much Facebook would like that, but you could certainly try it. You know, test it out and see if it works. That's an option for you. But when it's, you know, but you want to keep people interactive, and that'll help, again, not only with the live, but with the recording as well. And I've mentioned this several times before in the past, but when you're doing a live, unless you're strictly there to just do a live and have fun, if your intent is to think with a long-term mindset and you want to use this training at another time, you want to get right into your content the second you go live. Okay, because you got to think about this, and I've mentioned this before, that many people get on a video, and especially with, especially with recordings out there, people aren't going to sit through 2 minutes of introductions like, hey, Tommy, hey, Sue, you know, hey, John. People aren't going to sit through that. So you're going to lose a lot of viewers on your live. So just get right into it, go right to it. If you want to still go with a little bit of the live experience, that's cool. You can do that. And just like when you see people come on or they leave a quick comment, you can just say, oh, that's awesome, John. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then just keep going. You know, you just keep moving with it. You don't want to, you can drop it in there so you're getting that interaction, but you want to make sure that you keep moving forward. Okay. And encourage comments. Huge, huge thing. You know, like tonight, I asked you a question. I said, if you're doing videos, give me a 1, you know, and then you guys commented 1. Same thing. You can do that on your live videos. You can do that on any video, really. It's up to you how you want to do it. But this is how you can keep them. Comments, likes, open loops, lots of stuff there, and you're going to get better and better, over time. And that's going to be the key for you. So, all right. So we've been on here about an hour now. All right. So I hopefully you guys have gotten some really cool stuff here. Now, here's what I'm going to show you. What I'm about to show you is what I believe is the number one reason you may not or probably not getting enough views. Okay. Of course, there's some other things, promotion of your video, learning some promotional strategies. That's a key thing. We've got plenty of training for that in the Mlsp back office. But here is what I believe to be the number one thing that keeps you from getting people to watch your videos. And here it is. Now, here's an article that I found. This is on the Washington Post, and it was written back in June 16th, 2016. Now, look at this. 6 in 10 of you will share this link without reading it, a new depressing study says. Okay, now here's what I'm about to share with you. In this article, what it does is here's what it states, and I'm going to read this for you. On June 4th, the satirical news site, The Science Post, published a block of lorem ipsum text under a frightening headline. Now, if you don't know what lorem ipsum test is, it's just gibberish. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't read anything, nothing. But listen to this. Here's the headline. Study, 70% of Facebook users only read the headline of science stories before commenting. Nearly 46,000 people shared the post, some of them quite earnestly, an inadvertent example, perhaps a life-limiting comedy. Now, as if it was needed further proof, the satirical headlines been validated once again, according to a new study by a computer scientist at Columbia University and the French National Institute. 59% of links shared on social media have never actually been clicked. Okay, just imagine that. In other words, most people appear to retweet news without ever reading it. Okay, we've been hearing a lot lately about fake news and fake news this and fake news that. But the truth of the matter is, people are only reading headlines. They're not even actually reading the dang article. Okay, I don't know if you get that. I don't know if you see where I'm going with this. Okay. Worse, the study finds that these sort of blind peer-to-peer shares are really important to determining what news gets circulated and what just fades off the public radar. So your thoughtless retweets and those of your friends are actually shaping our shared political and cultural agendas. I don't know if you understand what I just said, but here's the point of it. This is that article that these people did. It's called The Science Post, like a satirical website. Look at this. Study, 70% of Facebook users only read the headline of science stories before commenting. And look where the arrows are pointing. 58,000 shares on this article. And you know what the article had? This is the text of the article. Look at it. It's all lorem ipsum text. It's gibberish. You can't even read it. The top one it's just the headline repeated over and over and over and over again. This is it. 58,000 shares. That means people were so captivated by the headline, they decided to share it. So what's my whole point here? Your headline is everything when it comes to getting your video watched. If you don't have a compelling headline, nobody's going to want to watch your video. So what does that tell you? You have to master creating good headlines for your videos, especially on social media, Facebook mainly. If you're going to do a Facebook Live, you have to master creating headlines. This test blew me away. It just confirmed what I already knew, but to see it tested, guys, 58,000 shares, and this is the article. Okay, so that ought to tell you how important it is for you to figure out how to develop good headlines. Now, again, your headline will determine how many people will watch your video, period. That is the key, because people are going to see it and they're going to scroll right by. Believe me, you get really good at scanning. You know, my wife, she's always pretty amazed at how good I am at scanning the channels. Okay. Now that, I don't know if that's just a guy thing or what, but you know, I'm so used to scanning the Facebook news feed that I can fly through channels and still something catches my eye. Boom. There we go. That's what we're watching. Okay. People are reading your headlines, but they're not compelling enough. Believe me. I'm sorry to say this. I see a lot of people, especially in our community here, that are doing live videos and you're doing the deal, but your headlines blow. Okay. Nobody's going to watch them because they don't create enough curiosity. So how do we find out how to create killer headlines? Because this is going to determine this one thing. If you're taking a video and you're creating the video, you're doing a live, and then you're sharing it in Facebook groups, I guarantee you, just by doing better headlines, you're going to get more click-throughs, you're going to get more views, and you get more people seeing your thing. This is just one aspect of promotion. But here's a really cool place that you can go. It's called BuzzSumo. Okay, and BuzzSumo is like a search engine for articles. And if you notice here in the picture, you can type in any topic, any keyword, and it'll pull up all of these articles, and it shows you the shares that they get. So anything, and what you can do is you can go in here and get ideas for titles. Okay, this is a great way to do it. So go in, type in, your topic, and see if you can come up with some ideas. And then you can look over and see, wow, look at all the engagements, all the LinkedIn shares, Twitter shares, Pinterest, the number of links that they found where it's out on the internet. So it gives you a total share count. So this is a great way, because I'll tell you, look, as much as I despise reading politics on Facebook, I'm going to be honest with you, you can learn a lot from the cheesy headlines. Okay, from a marketer standpoint, you can learn. I mean, clickbait is a huge thing. Now, I'm not saying that you should go and intentionally mislead people. I'm not even, hinting at that. But what I'm saying is you can learn from some of these headlines how to structure them to get people to pay attention. Okay, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, and I shared this at Live the Dream, but a study was done in Canada that said the average person has an attention span of 8 seconds. Okay, 8 seconds. And the same study said that goldfish have an attention span of 9 seconds. So our attention spans are less than that of a goldfish nowadays. Your headline is the determining factor that will get you people looking. I've read some more. I read another article on this a couple months back where this guy did a massive blog post, and he was talking about this very same thing. And he was talking about how headlines on a blog or an article is literally shaping like the political landscape, because people are reading a headline and the headline is like making the truth for them, and whether it's true or not. And media companies, they understand this and they're using it to their advantage. Okay. And again, I'm not bringing this up I'm just telling you from a marketer standpoint, when you look and see what's going on out there, you got to open your eyes and see, man. It's like the Matrix. Once you become a marketer, you look around and it's like, it's all you're seeing is marketing. Like, I sat there the other day, I was eating lunch and I was watching a little TV while I was eating lunch, and a commercial came on for a mortgage company. And what's interesting is the way they positioned the mortgage company for refinancing and all that. And it was for veterans. It was for, you guys, maybe some of you guys have seen it, but it's a commercial for veterans getting VA loans. And but the way, and I've been going through getting a loan myself, buying my house. And so I kind of know the process. But the wording that they use, it makes you seem like they are, that they're doing something different than other mortgage companies, when in reality, they're not doing anything different. It's all the same, but the wording is so carefully chosen. And, Brian will tell you, Brian Finale, I mean, he's a copywriter. That's his gig, man. That's what Brian has been. He's one of the best copywriters in our space. And Brian will tell you how important copy is. Copy is everything. It is one of the highest things that you really need to consider learning to really be effective. But the headlines, man, they're literally shaping our culture right now. So that ought to tell you how important it is. And I'm just trying to hammer this home. You have got to master making curiosity headlines. So here's a simple headline formula for you. Okay, this is something just to get started. You want to go over to BuzzSumo, use that for sure. But it's this simple headline formula, and it works great. How to blank without blank. Okay, that's your formula. How to blank without blank. And here's some examples. Okay, how to lose that last 5 pounds without starving yourself or going on a fad diet. Okay, that's a basic headline. How to get 5+ leads per day in Facebook groups without spamming or getting thrown in Facebook jail. Okay, how to get your airfare for free on your next vacation without blackout dates. So this little simple headline formula is something that you can use that will, help you in terms of getting more views. Now, I highly recommend that you do some more research. Use BuzzSumo. Go out there. Look at some of the top headlines. As much as I despise the fact that I'm telling you this, check out some of the news websites, okay? I know. They're very negative. Half of us don't want to read it. I get it. But look, just go there from a researching marketing standpoint and read some of the headlines. And just look at the headlines and see what they're doing with the headlines. There's some massive marketing intel there, guys. And you can start to learn how this works and how you can apply it in your business. But I'm telling you right now, your headlines cannot be boring. And I'm telling you, I've seen many people out there and your headlines blow. Okay, I'm just reiterating that. They really stink. Because I'm telling you, a lot of you guys will know I pop in on Facebook Lives a lot. There's a lot of you guys out there. I love to pop in on your Facebook Lives. So I see what's going on there because I'm very active in the market. I like to see what other people are doing because it helps me to learn and it helps me to, get better. It helps me to hone my message. It helps me to, learn to stand out. And so you really want to do that. Now, I've got a really cool free tool that I'm going to show you. And this is another thing that you can use, and it's a free headline tool. And if you want to take a little screenshot of this real quick, and then I'm going to go over and show you how this free tool works. And it's just an online tool that you can use. But go to portent.com/tools/title-maker. Yes, I know it's a long title, but it's Portent's Headline Creator, I think is what it's called. It's some crazy name, but that's it. Take a screenshot. I'll come back to it in just a second. But check this out. This is it. It's called Portent's Content Idea Generator. So let's go ahead and let's just type in something. Let's type in video marketing. All right. So if you type in your keyword there and then you just click this arrow and look what it does. It kicks out a headline for you. What experts are saying about video marketing. You can refresh it. Why our world would end if video marketing disappeared. So these are going to give you some compelling headlines and ideas that you can use. 7 ways video marketing could help the Cubs win the World Series. Now, I don't know about that one. Why video marketing is afraid of the truth. You see what I mean? So this is, you can just sit there and do this over and over and over and over and give you a whole bunch of headlines with your keyword in it. 6 movies with unbelievable scenes about video marketing. You name it. What do you want? You want to do MLM prospecting. Okay. Why MLM prospecting should be one of the 7 deadly sins. So you see what I'm saying? These are compelling, guys. Look, they give you these little tips here. Numbered lists are very popular. So, I love to do that with some of my blog posts. Do it with your videos. 3 facts or 17 facts about MLM prospecting everyone thinks are true. You see how compelling that is? If people are into MLM prospecting, they're going to go, oh yeah, I got to know that. You see? Another one, 20 ideas you can steal from MLM prospecting, the best ways to utilize MLM prospecting. So anyway, play around with this. It's a really cool tool. I stumbled across it a couple months back and I love it. But again, it's called Portent's Content Idea Generator. You can use this for blog posts, videos, you name it. It's super effective. So guys, that's basically what I wanted to share. I wanted to keep it real sweet and tight tonight. We've been going about a little bit over an hour, but I wanted to, if there's any questions, did you guys get value from that? Does some of this stuff help you? Just go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, right on, man. Love it. That's a pretty cool headline tool. I actually haven't seen that. That'll definitely get the wheels churning. But I am blown away by that headline study. That's insane.
Isn't that crazy, dude? I mean, seriously, like that is crazy. When I read that, I'm like, you got to be joking me, man. You got to be joking me. Like the headline, who would have thunk, who would have thought that it's that crucial to getting shares? I mean, people are sharing based on a headline alone, 58,000 to be exact.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Love it, man. Super thorough, always great stuff. There were a handful of questions on how just to transition. If there's some people doing lives, if they have some viewers, what's your kind of go-to call to action, or how do you transition to any type of sale, or any insight in any of that for these guys?
So depending upon what kind of an audience somebody has, like for instance, I have a pretty rabid audience, so I kind of know my audience really well. And I know that if I was, promoting something, I could definitely send them to a sales page and continue to, sign people up, just because I've built my audience for a while now. But I think it always comes down to a call to action. And the call to action, like for instance, like the video I showed where I did it and I got about 30 leads from that one video. Okay. Basically you want whatever it is that you're going to offer at the end, whether it just be a lead magnet, a product or something, you always want it to be in line with what your topic is. You don't want to be talking about dogs and then have something about cats at the end. It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. So the best way to transition is it's an easy transition, really. There's no major transition because you're just leading into something that already is on the topic that you're talking about. So for instance, I was talking about, in my video, I was talking about knowing your market, creating content for your market, and something else. And then, I told them that, the easiest way for you to, indoctrinate or get your audience comfortable with you is through content. But I said the number one thing that people struggle with is they don't know what to talk about. So I did a training on it. If you want access to that training, look in the link in the description, and you can go there and check it out. And it's going to give you a whole bunch of ways that you can get content ideas. So it was totally in line with what I was talking about, and that's why it converted so good. Just on the live itself. And then I did a boost for like $20, I think, and got some more. So that's really the best way to do it. Keep your offer in line with the topic of the video, and the transition is super easy.
Yeah. Awesome. There you go, guys. Yeah. And that vertical, that was super interesting. I didn't realize that was, with live, I think that in Snapchat, of course, as well, conditioning people to go vertical, but everyone is back in the day, even just a couple, 6-12 months ago, it was always landscape 16:9, that means you're a pro. But it was interesting to see some of the research you threw up there about that too. That was cool.
It's shifting, man, and it makes sense because, well, and what shifted it, the big shift here is that mobile phones, people are on Facebook, like 92% of users are on Facebook on their phone, and it's the big shift that's still happening from mobile, where more and more people are on mobile devices. So that is really ultimately what's causing the shift, I believe. And from some of the stuff that I've read. So we're in a mobile world, man. And we got to be, mobile girls or whatever. I'm just
kidding. What was the link for the headline tool again?
It is, let me just put up here. Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go, guys.
Portent.com/tool/title maker. I guess I should have made a short link that'll go to it, but that's the way to do it. But isn't that a cool tool? Just a cool way to come up with some headlines, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah, man, super cool. Just to get it going, get nice little primers in the brain about
exactly
words and good stuff.
But I mean, Brian, you being the copywriter, I mean, you can attest that copy is like, it's everything. It makes all the difference. Mm-hmm.
Man, that headline, I'm just going back to that, tens of thousands of people just sharing it because of a sexy headline. I mean, for those followers who share, can you imagine sharing a link just because you read something and you want to be cool and you think you're sharing good content because there's a great headline there, but when your audience sees that you shared a, a Latin or a gibberish, I mean, that's how powerful a headline is, guys. Yeah, copy is a big deal.
I mean, I'd love everybody here to just like be honest for a moment and ask yourself and just tell us here, how many of you have shared blog posts or articles and you never even read the dang thing? You just saw the title.
Yeah.
We got some me's coming in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Guilty. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. See, and it's true. Yeah, somebody says I always read it. That's cool. Some people do, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy to see that this is the article, and but 70% of people read that, at least according to this test. So that's pretty wild. So
okay, man. We won't keep you too long. I do want to ask you one question because there's a bunch in here and over on the live too, and it's just, and I know that this, you and I both know this holds a lot of people up. Just the fear. How do you, I'm brand new, haven't made any money. I'm scared, deathly fearful of going live, especially going live, let alone doing a video and editing it.
Yeah.
Give us some tips. How do you break that? How do you get over it? Because I know you've spoken extensively on that in a lot of the back office training.
Yeah. So for those of you that are brand new and you've never done a video before, when it comes to doing video, the biggest thing that keeps people is the fear of it. I don't want to get on the camera. I'm too afraid of what other people are going to think. I'm self-conscious. I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing. Those are all the things going on in most people's heads. And for those of you that are new that haven't done it, you're probably thinking that. Here's the best way that you can just get over those things is, I will tell you this. One of the things that I learned early on in my business career and just learning how to, be with, and be successful was, I heard a quote, and a lot of you guys have heard me say this quote, but the quote was, successful people feel fear and do it anyway. And that has stuck with me throughout my, ever since I heard it. I mean, that's like, it's seared in my brain. And to this day, anytime I feel fear, which I still do, I'm human just like everybody else, or I'm uncomfortable but I know it's somewhere that I want to go, it's so normal for me now just to press through it because I've done it so many times. And it's just become such a habit for me. So my biggest exhortation would be, if you know that video is crucial to your success, and if you read the blog post over on the Mlsp blog, the video marketing strategy post, one of the things that, it says in there, which is by, I believe it's 2019, 80% of all internet traffic will be video. I mean, so right now we're around like the 70% mark, where we're at in 2017, but that's huge, which means more people consume video content than any other piece of content online. You just have to ask yourself, how many videos do you watch on a daily basis? I mean, I would guess probably 8 to 10 YouTube videos a day. That's just the bare minimum. But I'm on YouTube all the time. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm scrolling through my newsfeed. There's a video there. I'm going to watch it. You see? So one of the other things, I didn't mention this, and I want to point this out because it just hit my mind, is scrolling through a newsfeed. You guys seen those vertical videos where they have text on the top and text on the bottom, and the text stays there and the video is vertical, or it's in landscape, but you got text above and below? Those videos are super, super viral. They create a real viral effect, especially if the text that you have in there is very compelling. But so I wanted to point that out because it hit my head. But anyway, for those of you guys that are fearful, just look, go make a video and don't even post it anywhere. Just do the video and then have a friend watch it. Send it to a friend. Start out that way. But I will tell you, it's really the initial video the first maybe 3 videos that are the nerve-wracking ones. But once you do it, you'll see by the time you get to the second, third, fourth, and fifth video, you're going to realize this is a lot easier than I thought. It's really not that hard. Trust me, I've had so many students come to me and say, Mark, you're right. It's not that hard. It's actually pretty easy. I was super fearful, and now I'm not even worried about it anymore. And so just trust me. I've worked literally with thousands and thousands of students teaching video marketing. And I'm telling you, if you just get in there and just start doing it, you will get over it real quick. And then now you could start focusing on, how do I make it better? How do I structure my videos? How do I do this? And all that training, we got that training, a lot of the basics of training right there in Mlsp for you to get started.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, man. Beautiful. Yeah, Mark has helped a lot of people in the beginning. I saw Dr. Thompson, actually a whole bunch of people saying you have helped them get over that fear, which is awesome, guys. I mean, I would just throw my 2 cents in on that. Yeah, I was definitely afraid of video too, but what, when you peel back the onion, what are you really afraid of? The opinion of others, that you may mess up? I mean, when your desire to really go out there and get the outcome outweighs anyone else's opinion, or you're going to do the thing. And Mark shared some pretty staggering statistics here this evening, guys. Videos got to be a part of it. In our relationship type of, attraction marketing model here, this is an X factor. And you gotta, Mark mentioned a whole bunch of, said a whole bunch of stuff about that and fear. And I saw this great quote. I think it was Will Smith. God put the greatest things on the planet on the other side of fear. And just like Mark, when he said, like, that fear, whenever we both feel fear, whether it's hopping on stage in front of 1,000 people, whatever it is, that fear is kind of like as you get better and you do these videos, that fear becomes a sign of where you need to go. Like that's where the growth is. That's the next phase. That's a sign from someone that there's something there and we need to go attack it because there's some growth there. And that's how we're going to get the next level and where we're going. So I know that Mark is such a big deal for many of the people who are online, maybe brand new, or maybe been here for 6 months and you're not doing it yet. You got to do it. You got to just take the leap. I promise you, you'll be breathing at the end of it, and you'll learn something through the process. And it really has nothing to do with you. If you go onto the video and hit record and it's about them, you kind of get to breathe a little bit. The pressure comes off, and that's really what you want to do. It's about your audience and the value you're providing. If you can think about that at least helped me when I first started doing videos and was pretty darn scared and sweating and stuttering and all this stuff, and all the embarrassment ideas, everything, the human thoughts. Mark had them too, I promise you.
Yeah.
But that's some good stuff.
And I just wanted to point out too, Brian, is that for people on here that are using ManyChat, man, you should be sending out videos on a regular basis to your leads. I mean, you've got the ability to broadcast a video right within Messenger, and it uploads the video directly into Messenger so that person gets that video. Yeah. That is another way for you to get in front of people. And the majority of people that are going to watch that video between 90 and 100% of the people are going to watch it. It's very, very, it's a big deal. So video will create a bond like no other. But man, with ManyChat, oh my gosh, man. If you've got if you got just 500 leads in ManyChat and you create a video and send it out, I guarantee you're going to get 200 to 300, maybe 400 views. If you just create a short, quick, easy video and broadcast it out to them. So anytime you can do it, you should be doing it. Huge deal.
Yeah, awesome. Harbert, we wanted to keep this pretty tight tonight, guys. For everyone who is on this webinar, we're going to be chopping this up and putting it in the back office, probably turn it into a system campaign. Man, just so appreciate you. Any last words of wisdom here for this audience? There's a bunch of people on the live as well. Anything you want to leave us with?
No, just get in there, man. Make it happen. I sound like a broken record when I say it, but man, if you really want to be successful at this thing, it just takes consistent action, guys. You got everything you need right here in Mlsp. I mean, I say it all the time, but that little PDF, how to fire your boss, man, it's like the most valuable thing. I mean, really, if you just follow that PDF and you just go for it every day and you just follow that blueprint inside the back office, you're going to get there. You're going to get there. Trust me. I mean, I've been through it all. I've gone through the ups and downs, all the heartaches, the things when things weren't clicking. And, you know, those action steps on there will really take you where you want to go. So anyway, I appreciate you guys, man. Love MLSP. Thank you, Brian, always for having me out. It's always a pleasure. And I'm always, anytime, you know, I'm always wanting to come out here. So.
Yes, sir, man. Love you guys. This is just for a lot of the people who are asking about content. This is Mark's you know, a lot of people asking about ideas for content and videos in particular. If you come down here to video marketing and Facebook Live, no, not this one. It is the YouTube. Hold on one second. Where are we at? Gosh, there's so many courses.
Yeah.
Right here, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome PDF from Harvard. Okay, right here we'll give you 101 video creation ideas and what your audience is looking for, and just ways to, you know, get to jog your memory, your brain on ideas that you'll never run out of them. This is an awesome PDF for members. If you click here, it's in their under the YouTube marketing course right at the top here. This PDF, super cool.
And you know, at some point we'll come back and do a YouTube training, because I'm starting to do a few things on YouTube that I'm liking the results so far. So.
Nice. Awesome, man. Well, great. Much love, guys. Hopefully you've got that headline, little gift there, that little software that Mark promised you if you stayed on to the end. Very cool. And that's it. Guys, go find him. Go say thank you. If you've been through any of the video courses back there, chances are it was Mark. It's Mark doing the training or inside the course. And if you're a guest tonight, I encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to this webinar. Take a $10 risk-free test drive. You can get through the start here in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and we'll get you moving forward in the right direction. The way the Harvards, the way the top leaders you see out there on the stage is doing the thing. This is what they're doing. They're building their brands. They're creating value for an audience. They're not just pitch, sell. And we'll teach you how to do that for your specific audience and how to do it the right way. Get back with the person who invited you, and they can give you that risk-free test drive. And that was Mark Harbert, multi six-figure a year income earner, and this is his bread and butter, video marketing. And be on the lookout soon for some big stuff from Mark and Mlsp. I know, Mark, we keep putting it on the back burner. I think we have the videos, but there is going to be a course or something that will inject into our community who is wanting to really master this and updated video marketing stuff. Some stuff's coming. So that being said, yes, Mark, love you, brother. Truly, man, you are such a servant, you know, heart-giving leadership dude who just who pours into this community. And on behalf of all of us, thank you for all you do here. And for everyone who joined us, thank you for being here. This webinar is a wrap. Mlsp.com. Take your trial. And Mark, we'll talk soon, buddy. Have a good night.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Have a good one, guys.